Hello everybody, my name is Sirhc and welcome back to another episode on the decidedly vanilla server. Look at all of these squid, they're spawning. Such a glorious occasion. It's really weird, it seems like for long periods of time, squid just will not spawn. Because I've come out into the ocean several times and just swam around, boated around. Will not see any squid. But today I saw some swimming off the shore of Sea Haven. And so I went and killed them, and I've just been killing squid ever since. We're almost up to 2 stacks of ink sacs here. This is amazing. I need to take advantage of it is what I need to do, which is what I'm doing, so we can stock up our dye shop. And I'm done with the squid hunting for now. I didn't really want to stop, but we need to get to work today. And I did get quite a few stacks of ink sacs, so we should be able to stock up the shop nicely. So yeah, the goal today is to get this spawner all done, and it looks like a mess right now, but I think we can pull it off. There's not a lot left to do, and the actual building is going to be pretty simple because we're going to go with the very simple design of concrete and glass, nothing too fancy. And as you can already see, we have tons of chests here. There's tons of hoppers. We've got the storage system in place, so that's one thing I've been working on. I got hoppers running from all the way over here. I decided to just combine everything into one storage area, and we have an iron golem farm on the server thanks to KB, nobody's LP, so the hoppers were pretty easy to make. No shortage of iron there. So we got some rotten flesh there, we got bones, we got arrows, we got the string, we got spider eyes, and then these last 2 columns are just everything else, so all the armor, bows. I could have sorted out like the potatoes and carrots and iron that you get from zombies, maybe even the raw chicken and feathers, but that would have just taken up more space, and it's not stuff that you get a lot of, so I decided to just put it all into the miscellaneous chest. Yeah, and that'll work. I definitely need to go through here though and clean a lot of this up. Maybe combine all these broken bows into fully repaired bows. Even like the enchanted ones, combine those into anvils to make some super bows. And we could go and smelt up all of the gold and iron armor. Get some golden iron out of that. Might be a nice idea. Also, I've been playing around with the redstone a little bit, tinkering here and there, mainly on the spider killing thing. I reduced it down to 1 button. It's not 1 button press, you have to push it twice, but it works really nicely. So the spiders will climb up there, you push the button, it pushes a glass block out underneath them and crushes them at the same time, and then stops crushing them, and the glass block stays. So when you push it again, glass block goes away, so you can crush them with 1 button rather than having to push 2 buttons that I had before. Makes it a little bit simpler, and then you can stand here and get all the XP, and then once you get the XP, you can push the button, let new ones in, let all the items drop, and it works pretty nicely, and it's pretty simple too. Relatively speaking, I should say. We just have a T flip-flop going to this piston that fires, so that pushes the block out, and that just goes through here. This is a monostable circuit, powers it through there, and then we have the crusher, which is this line here that goes through this block and up here, and then this is our little comparator decaying clock or whatever you call it, to our timer. And let's see, how does this work? Yeah. Every other time this is a T flip-flop as well. Every other time this block moves. So if we push it now, that block moves and then the signal goes up there, and that's what activates the crusher. So now the block is there, and before the power gets there, the block gets pulled away, so that signal doesn't go up to the crusher. So that's how that's achieved. Pretty simple. I like it a lot. Just makes it a little simpler and nicer to use. So today there's a few things we need to get set up. Maybe, well, KB made this a little bit more difficult. I'll have to break all these bookshelves again. And I don't have a silk touch axe, which is sort of annoying. But I want to move this. This is going to go over. Oh, I thought that was going to fall. That's going to go over in this pit here, our enchanting setup. And we'll have bookshelves all the way around. That should be the full 15 when you put them all the way around. I think you can have one block open, and maybe we'll put an ender chest or something where we do that. So I'll pick those up later because that's going to take a little bit with my pickaxe. So that's where our enchanting setup is going to go. We also want to have a bone meal farm. So for that, we need those items. We're going to put it right here. So we're going to do the etho mini farm. That is super easy and simple to set up. Let's put a block up there. So we have 3 dispensers facing the middle there. We'll have a dirt block there and an observer block on the back here. Then we'll just grab some redstone and we'll put block down and put 2 bits of redstone there. I think that will work. I have done some testing where this doesn't activate all the dispensers. I'm actually not even sure why it would activate all the dispensers by powering that block. I don't quite understand how that works. But it does work sometimes. Other times, if it doesn't work, it's pretty easy to fix. You just have to put redstone all along like that. But I think it'll work on here like that. So we'll do that. We'll grab that. What else do we need? Let's put a block down. I'm going to put a stair here so that you can access the dirt block right through there. I suppose we'll need some water here. I'm going to put some blocks around the water just to make sure that it doesn't get dug into and the water doesn't get released. So we'll do that. Do I have a hoe? I think I made a hoe. Yeah, we got a hoe. I thought I put that there. We'll hoe up that water. And then, let's see. Put that block there. And that block will be there. So that's what it will look like in the corner. Very discreet and hidden. Do I have any seeds? I think I brought some down here. Because I was testing it. I was testing it out over in this area to make sure that it would work. So all you have to do is, oh, we need some bone meal in there. So now all you have to do is right click on here and the observer block activates the dispensers. This should be working. Yes, it is working. And then since it's dark in there, there's no light getting into there. The plants just automatically uproot, but it usually uproots after it's grown, or sometimes uproots. It doesn't actually work every single time, which is sort of annoying. I think we might be out of bone meal already. Yep. I think this farm design actually wastes quite a bit of bone meal, but we're gonna get tons of it from the farm. But I did some tests with some other ones that work off of like bud switches, and like they use a piston to uproot the plant after it's been grown, so it works every single time. This is still faster, even without it working every single time. This design is still a lot faster. So that's what we're gonna go with. Very simple. The only thing I need to do is try and hook up some hoppers to these dispensers, so that we can put bone meal in there easily. There we go. I got the chests in and I got everything covered up. So this back chest here, that is for this dispenser and this one. It's got 2 hoppers pulling out. And then this other chest up here, that just gets pulled into this dispenser. So you kind of have to put like twice as much bone meal in that one as you put in that one. But if you keep it stocked, it shouldn't matter. And I got it all covered up nicely, so it's mostly hidden. Doesn't look terrible, I suppose, and it still works, which is good. So we're getting the wheat out of there. Very nice. All right, so next what we want to do is let's put down a block here. We're gonna have a chest, and then on top of there a brewing stand, so we can make some splash potions to kill the spiders with. In fact, I wonder if this is actually a bad spot to put that. Just because you might be a little bit too close to the spiders. Whatever. We'll live dangerously. Everything will be fine. We'll put a hopper on top of that. And then we're going to put some dispensers so that we can brew some harming potions with a click of a button. So we'll put a dispenser there, a dispenser there. Whoops. or a dropper there. But we want it to be facing outward. Oh, come on. Don't face that way. Why are you doing this? I'm I'm definitely not looking up when I do that, or not looking up very far. All right, that'll work. Let's put, where'd all my droppers go? There's one of them. Where'd the other one go? There it is. We need 2 more droppers. We're gonna put one on top of there. And then I guess since we're up here, let's put a block, well, right there will work. Put one there. And then we'll have a button on top of that one. And let's get up into here. Let's see, how did I have the redstone on here? We need some red concrete blocks for our redstone. So it was like this. Oh yeah, I think I remember now. So we'll have a block here and a block there. Let's take some of this out so we can get in there, and then we'll do a repeater here and a repeater here and a redstone dust right here. So first it'll power this dropper, and then 1 tick delay, power this dust, which will power this dropper, 1 tick delay, and then it will power these 2 droppers. Now there's a weird thing that happens with these droppers. When we put the ingredients in, we have to put them in the correct order. So let's keep that open for now. Maybe I'll put a block there. So we're going to have, it's going to be nether wart. We'll grab a bunch of that, spider eyes, fermented spider eyes, and then gunpowder to make the splash potions of harming. So our nether wart will be the first ingredient, and then it'll be the spider eyes to make poison potions. Now this is where it gets a little counterintuitive. We actually need to put the next ingredient on the top dropper. I don't know why, but that's the way it seems to work. And then gunpowder on the bottom one. So we'll do this. Although honestly, I don't think it matters which order those go in. I just like adding the gunpowder last. And I'm gonna put a glass block there for now so that we can see this happening. So we click the button, they all go in there. And okay, now those got switched. Why is it working different now? That's weird. Okay, let's switch these then. Maybe now it's actually working correctly for whatever reason. But we have the nether wart in there, and then it's, whoops, spider eye, gunpowder, fermented spider eye. Let's click the button again. So now it's actually doing it the intuitive way. Before it wasn't. I even checked it in this orientation. Maybe it had to do with like chunk borders or something. Those are like, there's even vertical chunk borders that sometimes when you're doing something like this with droppers vertically, those can cause some issues. But we got the nether wart, spider eye, fermented spider eye, and gunpowder, so that's good. That all works. I will need to have a way to open this up so that we can refill these droppers whenever they get low. But that'll be nice. Then we can just click a button and get our potions brewing. Well, I think this AFK room is done. So I hooked up the redstone so it pushes down the stair when it fires all of the droppers. That way things don't go flying about. I also put a hopper behind the brewer to insert water bottles and blaze powder. If we have over a stack in here, we can put some extra in one of those slots. And that feeds out of this chest here. And then I added some other chests as well to put like potion ingredients, or could put some like seeds, wheat, potatoes and carrots, stuff for the bone meal farm there. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Pretty simple and pretty cool. I like all the redstone stuff that I'm incorporating, just making it very easy. I'll have to put some signs to kind of say what everything does, but it's all working pretty well. And then over here, let's see. I kind of want to keep this open. Maybe we'll raise this up one more block. So I think I want to put like the gray concrete here and put some glass here so they can still see in there, see the redstone. That's one thing is like, I want this place to look nice, but I also want you to be able to kind of see some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So I think we'll have that be clear. It'd be nice if we could have some of this be clear, but that might be That might look a little bit weird if we have that whole space open back there. Maybe I will put a window here just to see some of the redstone that's going on, but cover everything else up. I'm not entirely sure. There will be, like, this whole wall here will be windows, so we'll put some concrete down on the bottom here, and then build up a glass wall on top of that, however high we want to go. I'm also going to put glass in the floor as well, so we'll have some glass going around here. And I think, should we put it all the way to the bookshelf? Or I think I'll actually put some concrete around the bookshelf so you can't see that, because that doesn't look the best. So yeah, that's basically all that is left at this point. I do want to add some farms for some of the potion ingredients. Like for the fermented spider eye, we need sugar and brown mushrooms, so it'd be nice to get that down here, as well as the nether wart. It'd be nice to have a place to grow that. I haven't quite figured out where to do that. I know I was thinking like somewhere behind this wall, but there's no nice place to put a door or a gateway. We also do have a little bit of space, like over on this side, we could grow some stuff. I'll have to play around with that and do some thinking. Well, I think we are done here with the quadruple spawner plus extra spawner in bonus AFK room that also connects to one of the original 4 spawners. I don't know how to categorize this. It's like a quadruple spawner over here, but then we also have a nice double spawner over there, I suppose. A little bonus, a little combination spawner, and it works really nice, and I think it looks pretty nice. Now I say that I'm pretty much done. I'm not actually done. There's still things that I want to do. First off, we have storage down here that I need to move elsewhere and kind of clean up this area, close up this wall. That's probably not going to get done until I get my house built in Sea Haven and actually get a storage room, because I don't have anywhere to put that stuff, so it's just going to stay here for now. Also, we have some torches around. I'm not a big fan of those. I did use some glowstone with iron trap doors for lighting in places, and we have some glowstone behind the chests. But places like this, it's just a torch. I'm kind of thinking I want to use sea lanterns besides the glowstone. I actually really like my glowstone texture, but I don't want to use it too much because I have altered the texture. So it looks a little bit different from the default, and people with default might not, this isn't going to look as good as like the glowstone down there. Whereas a sea lantern should look pretty neat and should kind of fit the style of this place a little bit better. So when we get some sea lanterns, I'll probably put like one in the ceiling here to take care of that. I'm thinking I'm going to put some replace some of these green blocks with sea lanterns around here so we can get rid of the torches around there. So there's some lighting stuff to finish up. Also, the big thing right now is the entrance. I'm not entirely sure how that is going to work out yet. I did put up a new ladder that goes up there. There's still the old ladder over there, but that ladder might get covered up because my house is going to be right on top of this hill, right on top of where this spawner is. And so I don't know exactly how the entrance is going to work out once I get my house built. I'll have to figure that out later. But for now, we just have a couple of ladders coming down. And then there's just some, like, I want to kind of clean up this outside area to make it look a little bit better. Just because you can see it, and that is sort of the point of this, is being able to see everything going on here. So it'd be nice to get rid of like these ladders, get rid of some of the cobblestone sitting around. There's some exposed redstone still back behind there that I'd like to cover up with some red concrete. Get this all kind of boxed in and closed so it's not out in the open. So there's some things like that I'd like to do. But for the most part, this thing is done. And I put signs everywhere, so hopefully people know how it all works. We shouldn't need the creeper sign anymore. So over here we got the buttons. You push those, it turns all the spawners on. It's fantastic. I did decide to put a couple of windows here so you can see the redstone. I think they're kind of neat, and it breaks up the wall so it's not just plain gray all the way through there. So now if we stand right here, we'll get tons and tons of zombies coming down, which is fantastic. We can also push the skeleton button, get some skeletons coming over here. Tons of spawns. When we get enough mobs, we can go up, step on the pressure plate, swipe at them. They die. We get the XP. Their items fall into the hopper and end up over here in storage, where I've marked all of the different items: the rotten flesh, bones, arrows, string, spider eyes, and then the 2 chests full of armors and bows and all the other miscellaneous stuff. So that's all good. That's all working. Let's turn these off. We don't need to turn the skeleton off because we're going to turn it back on over there. We got our enchanting set up here. Pretty simple. There's nothing special here. Just tons of anvils, ender chest. Yeah, that's about it. I did decide to put some farms over here for the potion ingredients. So we have the nether wart, and we have the sugarcane and the brown mushrooms on the ground. It'd be nice to have a little bit more room for the brown mushrooms. Because they don't grow super fast here. This isn't really... It's nice to have like a... What size? Well, I think a 9x9 area is like the most optimal for each mushroom. Each like seed mushroom. But obviously we don't have that space here. So we just have these 2 growing there. I put some white concrete underneath so that you know not to destroy those. Those are the seed mushrooms that spread out and plant more. And then over here we have the AFK room that we already saw. I did put some signs and some item frames. I'm not a big fan of doing this, putting item frames on chests. It just makes it so difficult to access. But it's probably a good idea to do, especially here, so people can actually see what ingredients go where if that thing ever empties out. Let's make some more fermented spider eyes here. And I do actually have... I brewed up some potions, so it does work. Splash potion of harming. We can take those out. New water bottles come in from this chest. Push the button, and that will get that brewing again. So we got the spider eye, fermented spider eye, and gunpowder there. We got the bone meal chests marked here. Any unmarked chests are just random storage. Put whatever you want in there. We got the cave spider and skeleton activation over there. This is basically the same signs that are on the other killing chamber. Stand in the red square to activate the spawn, so anywhere in this room. Step on pressure plate to kill. And pressure plate and swipe to kill. And then we have the spiders over here. Push to crush spiders. Push again to reset. Maybe we'll build up some spiders here. We can test out the potions. Well, that should be enough spiders to test this out on, so we'll crush them there. Maybe while we're waiting, we'll come over here and kill these guys. Very nice, get that XP. And then we can throw a potion. Boom. Yes, grab our XP. Very nice. And you don't need to use a potion for this. It's not required. You can come up here and just swipe at them. The potion just makes it so you don't have to get up next to them and possibly get poisoned. So you just push the button, it opens it back up, and they can climb back up. One problem with this is that when you're standing to get the XP, you often pick up items. So I did put a hopper underneath a carpet here that will bring all the items back to the storage system. Even like over here, those items don't like to always go in. So you can just throw those and those will get sorted into the storage system. This is one thing that I might tinker around with a little bit more too. Try and increase the spawn rates. I haven't used a cave spider spawner in a while, so I don't know if the rates are on par with this thing, but it seems a little bit slow. So if I could get these guys spawning a little bit faster, and also they don't always like to climb up right away, so if I could kind of rework that so that they just get to this little square here, this cube here, faster and more frequently, that would be great. But that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode and enjoy this build. If you do, make sure to leave a like down below. I'm super excited about this thing, and I'm happy to have it done so that other people on the server can come and take a look at it and take advantage of it. I definitely need to start using it with my 56 levels. Gotta do some major enchanting here soon. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you'd like to follow me on things. And you can support the channel over at patreon.com/theSirhc. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, peoples.